Hi, this is Oystein from Team Liquid, doing another audio commentary for a first-person VOD I made some time ago. Now, this time I'm doing a guide on how to do the DT drop into fast Arbiters that is so popular nowadays. And yeah, the game is Protoss versus Terran on the map Destination, and it's just a friendly game versus a clanmate of mine. No, the game might not be the best for neutralize, but I think it will work pretty good to serve the purpose of making a guide, even though it's not a very action-packed game, to put it that way. Now, about this build, like I said, it's gonna be a DT drop into fast Arbiters that is so popular nowadays. Best uses it a lot, especially. And yeah, what I like about this build is that it ain't really a sort of build set in stone build order like a lot of other builds, but you can sort of do several different openings, and they all end up with the same purpose. You can open up with a 1 gate, you can open up with 2 gate, you can open up with 1 gate with a cell up before your goon for more pressure, and yeah, you can open up in a lot of ways. And but the end goal of the build is you want to get a pretty fast expansion, and yeah, after that you want to do quick DT drop and then turn right into fast Arbiters. So, no, a bit about this build, sort of pros and cons of it. On the pro side, of course, you get a pretty fast expo most of the time, and you get a pretty quick DT drop, which can do a lot of damage. Most of the time it won't, but at least it has the potential to do damage. And but anyway, most of the time you will be annoying and sort of delay the Terran. And after this, of course, you get fast Arbiters, which is always good. They are extremely strong, and you sort of forces the Terran to oftentimes wait for science vessels before they can do anything really offensive. And yeah, of course you got fast recalls and fast status fields, and a lot sooner than normal. So you can stop pushes a lot easier once you get status field. And yeah, it's overall it's a sort of versatile build that you can tweak a lot after what the opponents do. And yeah, of course on the downside it's extremely gas heavy, and you get late observers a lot later than you would want, and that of course means that if he uses vultures early, you got sort of no map control, and yeah, it puts you in danger of very fast pushes, and it's sort of micro-intensive, I guess, in a way that you have to sort of watch try not to lose your shuttle and DTs, since they're probably all you have to defend if the Terran start to push and lay mines between his tanks and your goons. So yeah, as you see, back to the game, I'm taking a pretty fast expansion after 3 goons, and this was mostly because I saw him, it's pretty safe as it is, but I saw him pull SCVs of gas earlier, so I sort of assumed that he would make a quick expansion, and I know that I saw that he is making a quick command center, so it's pretty safe. I don't need to add a second gate or anything. So I just went straight for the Citadel Warden, and once I have money after that, you throw up a robotics facility, and yeah, once the Citadel Warden completes, of course, you make a Templar Archives ASAP, and put down another gate so you can get a 2 DTs out pretty much right after the shuttle completes. So no, with this build you can sort of do either 2 DTs or you can do 4 DTs, and yeah, well, 2 DTs you save gas and you can get faster observers, and yeah, it's just basically you save money, but it's riskier, and yeah, you pretty much have to decide yourself how you want to play. If the Terran is playing offensively, you see adding quick factories, you probably want to make 4 DTs. No, once you do this build, I always make pylon walls. They are so extremely important. They make defending versus vultures so much easier. And not just on this map where you sort of get a very easy pylon wall off your natural, but for instance on Python I would pretty much wall off my entire natural using pylons. So just to, since you get so late observers, it's really hard to defend versus vultures. So as you see here, no, my DT drop is ready, and yeah, this game I decided to make 4 DTs just to play it safe and sort of stay longer on 2 bases. No, oftentimes when I do this build I sort of do a very quick 3rd base and from 2 gates, which of course is more risky, but like on Python for instance, I will often take the island, put a probe there, which sort of gives you a safe 3rd, since getting a 3rd out of the map, if he has vultures out, he can just plant mines and you have to sacrifice a goon or something to clear it out. So as you see here I start an Arbiter Tribunal right after the Stargate finishes pretty much, and as you see my harass doesn't really do that much damage. I'm just sort of annoying the Terran and buying time for my Arbiters to come out. Now right here I lose the shuttle. This is just an awful mistake. You really need that shuttle to sort of stop any early pushes, because when you do this often, at least if it's pretty good Terrans, they will know that you don't have any early observers, and yeah, they will often push with like 5 tanks and try to set up a contain outside your natural, and if they get up turrets, you're just in a whirl of pain. So when you have if you got the shuttle and 2 DTs, you can really delay him and sort of play it safe from the push. So now as you see, I'm playing just from 2 gates this game. 2 bases, and I've added up to 5 gates. Sort of transitioned into a pretty macro heavy mid game, and I got my Arbiter on the way, starting researching status field. This you want to do pretty quick, so once your Arbiter gets 100 energy, it's gonna be able to throw a status field. This just helps immensely in your defense if he is doing a sort of a fast push. Now as you see, I just got observers and it's way late, like 9 minutes into the game, and yeah, first now I can sort of get the map control once again. And as you see on my 3rd, I made a pylon wall as well, and yeah, like I said earlier, pylon walls is the best thing to do. It's just rocks, PvT, and you pretty much want to do it on every expo you got, if it's possible to sort of wall it off. Now, sometimes the Terran will push before your Arbiter is out, and yeah, that's when this shuttle and DTs come come into play. Like, they're just so extremely important to hold off the push and just at least keep them from getting up turrets. If it comes to with an early push, just try to destroy his turrets and just stall and add more gates, because sometimes you won't be able to take a quick third if he plays very offensively. So yeah, but at this game he played pretty not very offensive, pretty defensively. And as you see here, I add a second Stargate, and you should do this pretty much once you have the gas available for it, because getting Arbiters at twice the speed as normal is of course just great. Now, versus offensive Terrans, like I said, you should just keep on adding gates and stay on 2 bases longer. But here I see him adding a third at the 11 o'clock base. So once he plays like this, you pretty much should just take expands and add gateways, and you already got your Arbiters up. They're only gonna save energy, prepare for recalls, and you don't want to do anything offensive or anything right now. Just stay back, macro, and keep map control, adding gates, and make more Arbiters, pretty much. Now, the most common sort of counter to what you do is that Terran will usually sort of play defensive and wait for a science vessel before he moves out. So your sort of goals for the late game, once you get to this point, it'll sort of be just break his pushes if he moves out, or break his pushes or make recalls, and sort of just stay at home and not do anything offensive unless he moves out. So using just using statuses, and of course once you use statuses, you want to use it on the units in the back, sort of the tanks clumps in the back, or science vessels. But as you see about now, I'm pretty firmly in control of the game, and he's just playing defensively, taking a sort of quick third and just saving up. I see him move out, so I sort of send in my army, but he decides to back off, so I just pull back again. Now, if you get to like this, being at 200 supply it ain't no problem. You don't have to sort of feel that you have to make some damage on the Terran and spend your money. If you get to this point, you just keep on taking expansions, adding more and more gateways, so you can replenish your army in no time if you sort of lose it in a battle. And when you do this, you don't want to engage the Terran. You sort of just want to move around it and recall or stab his bases, or make sort of attacks on his front of his push, where he throws status fields on the tanks in the sort of the middle, and take out everything in the front and just pull back. So as you see here, I waited for I got 2 Arbiters, and I made sort of a big recall, and then I could even use my second Arbiter to throw status fields on his tanks. And here I saw that his turret wasn't really protected anymore, so it was just pouring in units, and by now it's pretty much not much he can do anymore in this game, besides keep on defending. So yeah, so see, I'm just pulling back and keep on taking bases, taking expansions, adding forges, keep on upgrading, keep on making more arbiters, and yeah, just macro. So as you see, I'm taking another expo and I got like over half the map already. And yeah, if you get to this point, like I said, just keep on defending, sort of just wait for him to move out, then attack or recall him, or yeah, pretty much you want to avoid a head-on confrontation versus a big army, especially if it's upgraded, which I don't think it's very upgraded this particular game, but yeah, as you see, it's pretty much not much you can do anymore. So I see him moving out again, and I just attack in with everything, throw a status on the units in the middle of the bridge, and just, as you see, take out all the units in the front, and yeah, then I just pull back everything and reinforce, since I will be able to replenish my army a lot quicker than him, since he's only on 3 bases and I have a lot of gateways. So yeah, this is pretty much the basic plan. Once you get to this part of the game, it's just taking out whatever is in front of his army and pull back or just throw recalls if he moves out. So as you see here, I'm just moving up to see if he's got any expos or anything here, and just keep on macroing at all. Oh, here you will see soon that one thing you should always try to keep your arbiters separate, because as you will see soon, he managed to throw an EMP on all four arbiters, and yeah, these recalls sort of sucked since I was moving my entire army, but it doesn't really matter at this point since the game is pretty much already won. So you see a lot of arbiters without any energy, but yeah, just keeping on upgrading and just keep on hitting new expansions, and whenever he moves to defend some place, you attack another place and just abuse your so much higher mobility. And yeah, if you get a possibility, throw status fields on his science vessel danger zones. Okay.